Hello everyone! I'm really sorry for the wait between this and my last video, but I have been busy. Right off the top, there's sounds now! I've added sound effects to everything. They're not perfect, but they're there, and the game was sorely missing them, so I'm happy to have added them. I've also added, under here in the missions, a little introductory. Attack City, it's a little easier than the other ones, which are in increased difficulty, and I now have a proper tutorial that will just step-by-step walk you through some basics of playing. And to get into more of the nitty-gritty, I've tweaked the default loadouts to be a little more varied in their parts while also more useful. If you booted up the game earlier on when the loadouts were different, just simply hit triangle or whatever the reset all button is for you on your end twice, and that'll reset them all for you. I've added a color picker, and this will also carry over between all of your builds, so if you change a loadout, your colors aren't going to get reset. In the Destroy Research mission, I've also tweaked it so that these samples are now labeled to make it easier to identify, and they have a lock-on point to make them easier to destroy. Over here in the settings, I've also added the ability to adjust your controls. In the garage, you might have noticed it on the weapons already, but I've added brands to every part. What this means is that every part is made by a different corporation. This changes how it looks and is part of the identity for how that part works. Every different corporation and their subsidiaries has different vibes, so you'll kind of start to get more familiar with them as you spend more time. This doesn't just apply to weapons, this also applies to things like auxiliary parts and body parts. This was a lot of fun. I think it adds a lot of personality to your mech. I've also been doing behind the scenes a huge amount of balancing in terms of, defense or ammo. Every single part has been revisited, tweaked up a little bit to feel a little more in line with the intention. This one is pretty subtle, but something I spent a bit of time on is I refined the feel of walking. So if you quickly change your direction, or the behavior of the hop and how high it goes, as well as some nuances involving your mobility in the air while flying. It's all very subtle, but it's just helping make your mech feel a little more snappy. I know I kind of went through all of that pretty quickly, but some of these took me a while. Silksong coming out and me getting back into Helldivers 2. I've been having things pulling me in different directions, but I'm here. I'm making progress, chugging away. See you all in 2 weeks, unless I continue to be really into Silksong.